chasing after someone. It's about showing them who you are through your actions, your growth, and your commitment. Today, I'll share with you the key steps, the truths that truly work when it comes to getting her back. Because it's not about games or tricks. It's about real change, deep transformation, and putting in the work to show your worth. If you're ready to transform, to take control of your future and your relationships, then stick with me till the end of this video. I promise you, the steps I'm about to lay out aren't just words. They are strategies that truly make a difference. And if you embrace them, they will change the way you approach not just love, but life itself. So let's get into it. Keep your mind open, and let's go on this journey together. When a woman sees that you're working on yourself, it doesn't just show, it speaks volumes. It shows that you care about more than just a relationship. It shows that you value growth, that you want to be the best version of yourself for your own sake and not just to win her back. Women appreciate seeing someone take ownership of their life, someone who isn't stagnant or complacent, but is always pushing to improve in different areas. Whether it's taking care of your health, investing in your personal development, or learning how to manage emotions and reactions, the work you do on yourself sends a powerful message. It tells her that you're serious, not just about the relationship, but about your life overall. Self-improvement doesn't mean pretending to be perfect or changing who you are. It's about growth, about becoming someone who is emotionally stronger, more confident, and better equipped to handle life's challenges. If she sees that you're evolving, that you've learned from past mistakes, and that you're willing to take responsibility for your actions, she'll begin to notice the change. It's an attractive quality, someone who is self-aware, who isn't afraid to look at themselves in the mirror and say, I can do better. Women want to feel that the person they're with is constantly evolving, striving for greatness. It shows that you aren't just looking for someone to complete you, but that you're whole as an individual. When you make improvements in your life, whether through learning a new skill, getting in shape, or working on your mental health, you demonstrate to her that you are the kind of person who doesn't wait for life to happen. You take the initiative to make things happen. Self-improvement also tells her that you're emotionally mature enough to understand that a relationship isn't the sole focus of your life. She'll see that while you care deeply about her and the relationship, you have your own goals, your own aspirations, and your own identity that you nurture. This balance is key in any healthy relationship. If you can show her that you don't need her to feel complete, but that you want her by your side because she adds value to your life, it will resonate with her in a way that words never will. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you create space for her to see your potential, not just as a partner, but as a person. She'll be drawn to the idea of building something with someone who is constantly striving to grow and improve. And when she sees that growth in you, she'll feel like she's part of a partnership where both of you are evolving, not just one of you. That shared growth, that shared commitment to becoming better people individually and together is what truly builds lasting love. It's not about waiting for her to change. It's about becoming the person who makes her want to come back because she can see the change in you. If you've made mistakes in the relationship, it's essential to acknowledge them. A woman can sense when an apology is genuine and when it's just a formality. She can tell when someone is taking responsibility for their actions versus when they're trying to deflect blame or avoid the consequences. If you want her to come back, you need to show genuine regret for the pain or disappointment you caused. This means taking the time to reflect on the situation, understanding how your actions hurt her, and then expressing that understanding honestly. But here's the catch. Apologizing isn't just about saying, I'm sorry. It's about showing that you understand why your actions were wrong and how they affected her. It's about showing empathy. If you want to rebuild what's been broken, you can't just acknowledge the problem. You have to show that you're willing to change, that you're committed to making things right, not just for her, but for yourself as well. She doesn't just need your words. She needs your actions to match what you say. An apology without any follow-up behavior feels hollow. If you apologize for not being there for her, for not communicating, or for making her feel neglected, she will be looking for proof that things will change. If your apology is simply a way to get her back without any intention of changing your behavior, she'll see through it. The apology needs to be tied to tangible actions, something that shows you're actively working to make sure that the same mistakes don't happen again. Taking accountability also means accepting responsibility for your part in the relationship, both the good and the bad. You can't place all the blame on her or make excuses for your actions. If you want her to believe in your sincerity, you have to own up to your mistakes fully. This also means not minimizing what you did or trying to justify your actions. You need to recognize that no matter what the reason was behind your behavior, the impact on her is what truly matters. She wants to know that you've learned from your mistakes, not that you're trying to convince her to forgive you because of some reason that makes you feel better. When you show her that you're genuinely regretful and committed to doing the work to change, you give her the space to process her feelings and to decide if she believes in your sincerity. And while it's important to be patient in this process, it's equally important to show her through consistent actions that you're serious about making amends. If she sees that you've taken responsibility for your part and you're actively working on changing, that will mean more to her than just words. Over time, if she sees that your actions are aligned with your apology, she'll start to trust that you've truly learned and grown. Sometimes the best thing you can do when she's pulling away is to give her the space she needs. It's difficult, no doubt, because you want to fix things, you want to be there for her, but pressing her for answers or demanding her attention can often push her further away. Women need time to process their emotions and think about what they want, and forcing the issue will only create more pressure. Giving her space is not about abandoning her or showing indifference. It's about respecting her process and allowing her to come to her own conclusions without the weight of your expectations. When you respect her need for space, it shows maturity. It shows that you understand that relationships go through phases, and sometimes people need time alone to figure out what's best for them. It's also a reflection of emotional intelligence. You're not clinging to her in desperation or trying to fix everything immediately. Instead, you're giving her room to breathe, to think, and to heal. She'll respect this more than you know, because in that space, she can reflect on her own feelings without being overwhelmed by the dynamics of the relationship. She can decide whether she wants to come back to you willingly, or if the time apart helped her realize that it's better to move on. During this time, it's crucial that you focus on yourself. You should be working on your own growth, both emotionally and mentally. If you're constantly in her face, texting her, calling her, trying to get her attention, you're not giving her the time to miss you or reflect on what she really values in the relationship. By taking this time to focus on your own life, you're showing her that you're not completely dependent on her for your happiness, which is an incredibly attractive quality. Women want to be with someone who has their own life, their own passions, and their own goals. By investing in yourself during this time, you show her that you can thrive on your own and that you don't need her to validate your worth. Additionally, respect doesn't just mean giving her space. It also means not pressuring her into a decision before she's ready. She may need time to sort through her emotions to come to terms with the relationship's complexities. Pressuring her to make a choice will only lead to resistance. She needs the freedom to come to a conclusion in her own time. And pushing her into something before she's ready will only cause more tension. By giving her the room to make a decision, you're showing her that you care about her happiness, not just about getting what you want. Ultimately, when you respect her need for space, you give her the opportunity to miss you, to remember the good things about the relationship, and to decide if she truly wants to come back. When you give her that space, you allow her the freedom to come back to you because she chooses to, not because she feels cornered. Trust is the cornerstone of any relationship, and if it's been broken, rebuilding it is absolutely necessary if you want her to come back. Trust isn't something that can be restored overnight. It's a gradual process that requires consistent effort, patience, and transparency. When trust is damaged, it creates a gap between two people, and bridging that gap takes time. To rebuild it, you must first recognize the depth of the damage and take responsibility for your actions. Acknowledge where you went wrong and understand the hurt that was caused. It's not enough to say, I'm sorry, or I won't do it again. You need to show through your actions that you're committed to regaining her trust and that you're willing to make the changes necessary to do so. One of the most important things in rebuilding trust is being consistent. Trust is built through repeated actions over time. If you want her to believe in your sincerity, you must prove it by demonstrating that your behavior has changed. If you've made promises in the past and failed to follow through, this is the time to make sure you keep your word. It's the little things, the actions that might seem insignificant but show your commitment, that will have the most impact. Whether it's being on time, following through on plans, or being emotionally available when she needs you, consistency shows her that you are dependable, that she can rely on you. Being transparent is also key to rebuilding trust. If you've been hiding things or avoiding difficult conversations, this is the time to come clean. Transparency isn't about spilling every detail of your life, but is about being honest and open in your communication with her. If she asks questions, answer them truthfully, even if it's uncomfortable. This openness shows her that you have nothing to hide and that you're willing to be vulnerable. It helps create an environment where she feels safe to express her own feelings, knowing she won't be met with dishonesty or evasiveness. Along with consistency and transparency, patience is crucial. Rebuilding trust doesn't happen quickly, and if you try to rush the process, you risk making things worse. She needs time to heal, to process everything that's happened, and to decide if she's willing to trust you again. During this time, you need to be patient, understanding that regaining trust takes time. Don't push her for immediate answers or try to force her into forgiving you. Let her come to her own conclusions at her own pace. Finally, you must understand that trust can't be forced. Even if you do everything right, even if you follow all the steps to rebuild trust, there's no guarantee that she will come back. It's a process that requires both people to be willing to invest in it. She may decide that the trust is too broken to restore, or that the relationship is no longer what she wants. But if you truly want her to come back, you must be patient, consistent, and transparent, showing her that you are committed to earning her trust, no matter how long it takes. Emotional maturity is one of the most critical qualities a person can bring into a relationship, and it's one of the key factors in whether or not a relationship will survive challenges. When a woman sees that you are emotionally mature, she gains confidence that you can handle whatever life throws at you, whether it's conflicts between the two of you, external stressors, or the ups and downs that come with being in a relationship. Emotional maturity isn't about never having difficult emotions. It's about knowing how to deal with them in a constructive way, without resorting to immaturity or emotional manipulation. When things get tough, a person who has emotional maturity is able to remain calm, communicate clearly, and make decisions that are in the best interest of both parties. For example, in the heat of an argument or disagreement, someone with emotional maturity doesn't lash out in anger or frustration. Instead, they take a step back, collect their thoughts, and express themselves in a way that is respectful and understanding. They acknowledge their feelings without letting them control their actions. They also understand that disagreements are a natural part of relationships, but it's how you handle those disagreements that make all the difference. Rather than getting defensive or trying to win the argument, emotional maturity involves listening to the other person's point of view, empathizing with their feelings, and being open to compromise. Another aspect of emotional maturity is knowing when to give space when to apologize, and when to stand your ground. There will be times in the relationship when you may feel frustrated or hurt, but emotional maturity means not letting those emotions dictate your actions. It means being able to talk through your feelings without blaming or attacking the other person. It also means recognizing when it's time to let go of small issues and focus on the bigger picture rather than letting petty disagreements tear you apart. Someone with emotional maturity is also secure enough in themselves that they don't need constant validation or reassurance. They don't play games or try to manipulate the other person into proving their love. They don't rely on the other person to make them feel whole or to boost their self-esteem. Instead, they have a healthy sense of self-worth and understand that their happiness comes from within. This emotional stability allows them to offer love and support to their partner without being emotionally needy or clingy. It creates a relationship dynamic where both people feel secure and are able to be vulnerable with each other without fear of being judged or rejected. When a woman sees that you are capable of handling difficult emotions with maturity, that you don't crumble under pressure, and that you can navigate conflicts with respect and understanding, it makes her feel safe. It gives her the confidence that no matter what happens, you can both handle it together. She'll know that the relationship is built on a solid foundation where both partners can grow individually while also supporting each other. Emotional maturity fosters trust, respect, and a sense of security, all of which are essential for a relationship to thrive. Sometimes all a woman needs is to know that you are there for her without any pressure or expectation. This support is not about making grand gestures or trying to impress her with what you can do for her. It's about being present in her life, being the steady presence that she can rely on when things aren't perfect. When you show up for her during difficult times, whether it's a personal struggle, a challenging day, or even just when she needs someone to talk to, it speaks volumes. You're proving that you care about her well-being, not just about the relationship itself. Being there doesn't mean always offering solutions or advice. Often it's just about listening. A woman needs to feel that when she's vulnerable, you won't judge her or make her feel like she's weak. Instead, you give her a safe space to express her emotions without fear of criticism. You're her emotional anchor, someone who respects her feelings and shows empathy, understanding that sometimes all she needs is a supportive presence rather than someone telling her what to do. This type of support shows her that you're not just in the relationship for the good times. You're committed to being there through the tough ones too. It's easy to show up when everything is going smoothly, but when things get hard, your true character comes to light. If you prove that you can stand by her in her weakest moments, it strengthens the bond between you. She'll see that you're dependable, that she doesn't have to face the world alone, and that she has someone she can count on no matter what. This support should never feel forced. If you're constantly trying to save her or solve her problems, it can create a dynamic where she feels smothered or incapable of handling her own issues. Instead, you should offer help when she asks for it and let her know that you're there whenever she needs you, but that you also respect her ability to handle things on her own. It's about finding the balance between being supportive and giving her the space to grow and handle things independently. By being there for her without expecting anything in return, you demonstrate that your care for her isn't conditional. You're not asking for anything from her, no validation, no affection, no promises. You're simply showing up because you genuinely care about her as a person, not as someone you need to get something from. It shows her that you respect her autonomy, that you're not trying to control her or manipulate the situation, but that you're simply offering your support because you care deeply about her happiness and well-being. When she sees this kind of genuine support from you, it creates a sense of security and trust. She knows that she can rely on you when things get tough and that you're not going anywhere. It reinforces the emotional bond between you, and often this kind of consistent support can bring someone back because it reminds them of the value and strength of the relationship you share. It's not about grand romantic gestures. It's about being the steady presence in her life that she can always count on, no matter the circumstances. To wrap it all up, if you truly want her to come back, it's about proving that you are committed to growth, that you understand where things went wrong and are willing to change, and that you can give her the space she needs to process everything. It's about showing her that you can rebuild trust and emotional stability, not through words alone, but through consistent actions. Be patient, be genuine, and above all, be the kind of person who can offer unconditional support without expectations. If you do this, you'll not only have a better chance at getting her back, but you'll also be strengthening yourself in the process, becoming the kind of partner who is truly deserving of her love and respect. Good luck on your journey, and I truly believe that with patience, commitment, and a genuine heart, you can rebuild and create something even stronger than before. Thank you for listening, and may your path forward be full of clarity and growth. Stay strong and keep moving forward, no matter what.